What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Weekend Review, episode number 13. I am your host, Sean, and this is a totally normal, non-spooky, totally normal episode that has 2 movies, a game, a limited edition item, and we'll talk about what's new. So, nothing to worry about, because 13 is a totally innocent number, and nothing bad has ever happened with the number 13. Not spooky at all. I may have ruined that joke last week and not realized until like 4 days after, and I was like, I should have waited and just used it on the actual 13th episode of the show, not the 13th video on the channel. That would have made like way more sense. So, yeah, here we are now. Stuck without a joke. We will start on the game side this week. Not a ton to talk about this week. I only played a couple games very briefly, as we'll talk about here in a minute, and only saw one movie, so the content might be a little bit light. Also, I apologize if it's a little bit loud with this new microphone stand, fancy new microphone stand that I've already hit once now. That's fantastic. I spilled a bunch of M&Ms too, so that was cool. When I was trying to move this cord, it like pulled the M&Ms, so crunchy raspberry down. Anyway, so if it is a little bit louder, I apologize. I'm going to try and figure out where the other episodes were set and see if I can get it to balance a little bit better, so it's not like episode 13 is like blowing your eardrums out and episode 12 is like okay. I only played this game for about an hour, and I really like it so far. I think it looks really great. The story and characters and world are really charming. I'm definitely intrigued to see how it's technically like a Metroidvania game, which means that certain areas are blocked off until you get a certain weapon or power up that allows you to destroy like a rock that's in the way, but the character you are with can only shoot like wood or whatever, if that makes sense. So I'm excited to see how that, comes into play. Again, super early impressions. I'm really enjoying it so far. I think the game looks absolutely beautiful. It's kind of a throwback to like SNES sort of style. So everything's very pixelated, but everything just looks really good. The owls look really cool, and the character designs are very interesting. I think this game has an intriguing character set, an intriguing world, and I'm excited to dig more into. And if I hadn't have picked up a different game later in the week, I would have played more, and so we'll see kind of what happens. I don't know if I'll get to it this week, but I would like to get more into it. Fortunately, I'm only an hour and a half in, so if I have to restart, it's not that big of a deal. I picked up 5 achievements for a 70 gamer score. If you're playing this game, or if you're interested in playing this game, there are 3 missable achievements that you can get right in the opening area, and they aren't like spoilers. So if you're thinking about picking this game up and you only want to do one playthrough, check those secret achievements, because they can be missable. I hope to have more in the coming weeks on Owlboy, but so far so good. An hour and a half in on this particular game. Our other game this week is Sleeping Dogs, as my page flips back. There's May. She's right there in the corner. Look at May. She's so cool. She's my favorite Overwatch character. A game that originally came out late 360 PS3 era. I believe it came out in 2013. I'm pretty sure. Got a re-release in the Definitive Edition Avalanche, specifically from Square Enix, of 2014, early 2014. Tomb Raider got a Definitive Edition, and just like a ton of different games got Definitive Editions following the release of the new console. I was watching a friend of mine stream it, and I watched it and I was like, man, I really love that game. I should play that game. And so I did. And man, I love it. It's one of my favorite games of the last generation. And it's so great. It's just a game that I enjoy playing. I think all the characters are really great. I think Wei Shen, who is the main character, is absolutely fantastic. Through even, just playing the 4 or 5 hours that I played, we get to see him in all kinds of different scenarios. We see how charismatic and charming he can be. We can see that he's a really good fighter. He can take matters into his own hands, and he's a character that we get to experience through all these different angles, and we get to understand that he's like a genuinely like good dude. He just can't seem to escape the demons of his past, and I think that's what makes him so interesting. He tries his best to be, you're an undercover cop in this game. That's not really a spoiler. The game's 5 years old. You'll be fine. He tries his best to be a good cop, but he also knows that he needs to do what he needs to do to to help this investigation to be an effective undercover cop, and sometimes that means doing things that he normally wouldn't do. And he's just so interesting, and just he's a great character, and I love playing as this character, and he's absolutely fantastic. I think the original score of this game is really, really good as well. It's just a good soundtrack that I would listen to outside of the game. I don't know if it's available anywhere. Maybe I'll look it up after I finish filming this episode, but it's just it's really good, chill background music, and the radio stations offer a nice variety, so there's that as well. It has been about 4 years since I played this game, and it's been such a joy to just to play and rediscover this world that they've built. I mean, it's based on Hong Kong, but just discover the area and the story beats, and just remember, I just love this game. This is why I 100% of this game on PS3. Every trophy, DLC included. It's awesome. I bought it when it came out on PS4. I didn't finish it for whatever reason. I bought it again for the Xbox One on sale, and it's been sitting on my hard drive just waiting for that moment for me to go, I should play Sleeping Dogs. I should play that really, really great game. And that day was yesterday, and that was 5 hours of my Sunday. And it was awesome. I wanted to play more, but I also needed to push myself to be hey, you got to go to bed because you need to work in the morning, so you should probably stop playing this game now. But you can play tomorrow after you get off work and finish, filming and recording your episode. You can do that. So I really got to wrap this up so I can get back to it. I'd really, really like to finish this game. I'd actually love to get the completion on this, every achievement and all that stuff. And I could even go back for a 4th time on the 360, which I believe was free games with gold or something like that, because I actually have a bunch of achievements in that particular game. So I could go back for a 4th time, which would be, a choice. Maybe not the best decision in the world. I could play, newer games that I bought, like Owlboy. I could finish that. Or I could go back to a game that I played 5 years ago and have started 3 or 4 separate times. I don't remember how many times. 4 now. And I can continue that. And that's probably what I'll do. I love Sleeping Dogs. I highly recommend this game. It's on everything. 360, PS3, Xbox One, PS4. I'm sure it's on PC. Unfortunately, I don't think we're ever going to get a sequel to this game. They tried to make a sequel called Triad Wars. For some reason, they thought it would be a good idea to make it a massively multiplayer online game for the PC, and it didn't do so well. I really wish they would have just gone with Sleeping Dogs 2 and brought it back. Just a single player experience, because it's great at what it does. As far as the achievements I have unlocked so far, in going for the completion, I have 12 achievements for 110 gamer score in about 5 hours or so. A lot of them are super, super rare. And this game is a little bit of... It's a bit of a grind towards the end. You have to get a lot of collectibles and lock boxes unlocked towards the end of the game. But, I just really like being in that world, so I'll go for it again. So, in between takes, in between segments, I bumped the thing, and I had to readjust the pop filter. So that might look a little bit weird, but we'll go ahead and use this as our jumping off point. It's not related at all, but it's there. We'll go ahead and talk about Isle of Dogs. It's finally here, and I was so very, very excited for this movie, as I mentioned multiple times on this show, and finally the one week, because I didn't mention it last week, the one week I didn't mention it, finally showed up in theaters. And as you can probably tell from the tone of my voice, I didn't actually like it that much, and it's a super big bummer. That sucks to say about this movie. It sucks to look at it and just go I didn't really like this movie all that much from a story standpoint or a character standpoint. It just it didn't work. It felt like it was trying to go for a bunch of different things. It was trying to be this emotional story about a boy and his lost dog. It's trying to have comedic moments, but none of it landed. None of it worked for me, and I felt myself actively bored during this movie. And if it wasn't for the incredible visual element, I would totally would have lost interest. And that's the one thing that kept me going through this particular movie. None of the situations worked. None of the characters worked. I didn't really care about any of it. I don't know. It's like it's hard to talk about because one, I don't want to give too much away, but two, like I'm so torn because this is the most beautiful stop motion animation movie I've ever seen. What they did is incredible. Like it is mind-bogglingly beautiful. And if you want to see this movie, please go see it in a theater because you'll really get to experience, on the big screen, you'll get to see all the small details and you'll get to just get wrapped up in the visual elements of it. Because like there were so many times where they would do something on screen and I'd just be like, how? Like how do you do that particular thing? Like drawing like stuff in the sand? Drawing stuff in the sand? That's insane to see in a stop motion animation movie, to me at least, like because like everything has to look good and like look correct so that it's not it's just it's incredible what they did. It's incredible what they were able to do and how beautiful this movie is from like all the set design. There's one piece, one scene I should say, that takes place in like a cave, quote unquote cave, of like recycled bottles, and it's astonishing. Like it's beautiful the way they did it, the way everything's backlit and like all the colors and it's so great. It looks so great, and the story about it just kind of sucks. Like it's there if you want it, but it didn't connect with me at all, and that's a real shame to see. Wes Anderson makes movies that I really enjoy. I love Moonrise Kingdom, The Life Aquatic of Steve Zissou, The Darjeeling Limited, what am I forgetting? Life Aquatic, Darjeeling Limited, Moonrise Kingdom, Grand Budapest Hotel, that's the one. I really love these movies, and I like the stories to them. Moonrise Kingdom is about first love. The Grand Budapest Hotel is just great. The Darjeeling Limited is about these guys on a train. The Life Aquatic is really great, and people don't really like that particular movie. I do. I love it. For a while, I had it in my top movies ever for a while. I don't remember how long, but that was when I was like, I don't know, that was when I was like 14. So I haven't watched it recently. I don't know how it holds up. It may not hold up at all. It's unfortunate that I feel the way I do about this particular movie. I hope that the Blu-ray release maybe inspires me to watch it again. I'd be up for watching it again, if only just for the visuals. But maybe I missed a piece. Maybe something will click better. With a rewatch, I'd be willing to watch it a second time. I hope that there are a ton of special features that really, really dig into how they did the animation, because it's just flat out incredible. And like, I want to know about that. I want like a 17-hour documentary about how they did this. I was reading somewhere it took them like a year and a half for the animators just to animate this particular movie. And like in the 2 hours that it lasts, it really stands out how beautiful this movie looks. It's just unfortunate that the story didn't work for me. So I'd recommend still checking this movie out. There's probably enough for a lot of people out there to think that this is, I don't think this is a bad movie or anything, but there's a lot for people to like. That's what I'm trying to say. It just didn't work for me. So maybe it'll work for you. Let me know in the comments below if you've seen it and if you like it. It's everybody's favorite part of the show. I bought something dumb on the internet and I'm gonna show it to you. Maybe I didn't necessarily buy it on the internet, but I bought it in a store sometimes, like those Mario cereals. Or remember, hey, you watching this video, hashtag vote Crunchy Raspberry. Okay? Vote for it. It's the best flavor. Don't let other crazy people tell you that it's not. Vote Crunchy Raspberry for the best flavor. Okay? We have enough coffee crap in the world. And I mean, I could just eat regular raspberries, but I'm not going to do that because that's insane. But eating a bunch of M&Ms that I spilled all over my floor today because I pulled a cord that was under a bag of M&Ms. Crunchy Raspberry M&M down. Anyway, go vote for it because it's really great. And coming up next, we have our favorite segment, my favorite segment, limited edition. Like I was kind of singing. I bought an item online on this week's show. I don't know where I'm going with that. Hey, it's the Seagate 2 terabyte Sea of Thieves hard drive. Now, Sean, I know what you're thinking. Hang on, I said that wrong. Now I know what you're thinking. Quote, Sean, haven't you talked enough about Sea of Thieves? And why is this on the show so late? Because the game released like 3 weeks ago. Well, that's an excellent question, viewer. Thanks for watching. Part number 2 of this didn't come out until the 30th, I believe, of March. So it didn't come out until after the game was released. And then I ordered it as soon as I could, and it just didn't. It got here. I posted last week's episode. It got here the next day. Unfortunately, it missed last week's episode, but it's here, and we'll open it. It's been sitting staring at me for 6 days. How long did it take us to make that potato salad? 6 days. It only took them 3, but you get the joke, I'm sure. Not just that, just a smidge. So, we'll go ahead and crack this open. Oh, there's like a... This is way better on the audio, by the way. It doesn't look great because it keeps reflecting into my monitor. Hey, look, there's me. It's me on the monitor, on the screen, somewhere. That'd be a good Facebook profile picture or Twitter thing. I'm just pointing at the monitor. All right, let's crack this open. Comes really nicely packaged. That's good. We have more, we might have more stuff to show you. Yeah, we got a Xbox, how about a month Xbox Game Pass? There you go. I can't reach it. I can't reach the camera as well. Hang on. Boy, that's not focusing in at all. There you go. You can freeze frame it. Now focus on me. My beautiful face. Look at this orange hat. Look at it. Orange and blue. I'm a Denver Broncos fan, apparently. I'm not. I like Green Bay. There is the Midnight Blunderbuss gun. You get that. That comes in the thing. I'm not going to show the code because I'm going to use this for myself. So you don't get to have it. And then there's like just some other information in it. This is a Seagate hard drive, but it's like specifically made like for Xbox. I'm sure you could use this on a PlayStation 4 if you wanted. If you really just like the style of it, you can use it on your PS4. I'm sure. I would recommend actually getting a hard drive. This is just a box. There's nothing in here. Free boxes. You could put like a mini comic book in there if you really wanted to, or you can throw it across your room, which doesn't have enough crap on the floor. So it comes with the little USB transfer cable. It has the end for the, I don't know, for the hard drive, and then basic USB. That's all good stuff. And here it is. There's the little Seagate. It looks great. I love this. It looks great. The hard drive looks great. It's 2 terabyte hard drive, in case you didn't see that, or in case I haven't mentioned it yet. But I think this looks really, really beautiful. Like, it's going to go really well with the, where is it? The controller. It's back there. You can see it back there. So here we go. Here we have it. The Ultimate Sea of Thieves Duo controller and a hard drive. It'll look real good with your Xbox One. You can sail the 7 seas or the 3 seas, whatever. How many? I don't know. Whatever number of seas there are in Sea of Thieves. And then you can store it using Xbox Game Pass, that code if you got it. And you can store it on here. It'll only take up like 1% of this, because it's like a, I don't know, 16 gig game. I don't know. But, so, there you have it. These are really, really, really great. Really, really great. Highly recommend it. These are going to be super hard to find. This was looking okay at the time I found it. The controller is like well over double the asking price of it originally, which is unfortunate. I didn't realize it was going to be so limited edition. I thought it would be something like that pig controller in the back. I thought it'd be at least a little more available than it was. But there you have it. I bought my book again. That's always good. So there's your Sea of Thieves hard drive, limited edition unboxing. It's kind of dull from an unboxing standpoint, but it looks absolutely great. Just terrific. Let's get that right in front of my face. Yar, Pirate Captain Kesha. We're going to here to take your loot. No, I'm just kidding. We don't want to take your loot. We just want to sail and get our loot. And then take it back to the outpost. Great game, by the way. Now that the unboxing is done, it is time for the final little chunk of this show. What is new this week? And there isn't a ton going on as far as movies are concerned. Nothing in theaters of note. I know Super Troopers 2 is coming out, but I do not care about Super Troopers 2 at all. So if you're into that, go for it. Don't expect any coverage of it on here, on this show. I don't care. I got my fancy pen. I'm ready to tell you what's coming out on Blu-ray. On Blu-ray this week, The Post is out, which is one of the first movies I reviewed on this particular show, right up there with Proud Mary, I believe, were the first two movies I talked about on this particular show. A mere 3 months ago when I posted that first episode. Also out this week is the movie Humor Me, which I don't really know anything about. It has Jermaine Clement from The Flight of the Conchords, so it was on my radar. I like him as an actor, actually. I think he does good stuff. I really like Eagle vs. Shark and What We Do in the Shadows. And so hopefully I'll go looking for this weekend, looking for Humor Me this weekend, and I'll report back maybe next week, maybe in 2 weeks. I'm not really sure. I'm a little behind on the Blu-rays. Also out this week is Mystery Science Theater 3000, the Netflix reboot that hits Blu-ray as well. I watched the first episode. It's pretty good. I didn't follow up on that. I have very fond memories of Mystery Science Theater 3000 running on Comedy Central all the time when I was a kid, until they apparently got the rights to the movie Airheads with Brendan Fraser, Adam Sandler, and Steve Buscemi, and played that about 47 times a day for, 4 years or so. So I know the movie Airheads really well. Thanks, Comedy Central. But thanks also for playing Mystery Science Theater 3000, because that's a great show. Only one game of note this week. I don't really know much about it, but reading from Xbox Wire, the game is called I Hope. It's only on Xbox One from what I can tell. I didn't see a listing for the PlayStation 4. And it says, play as a young girl. Oh, I'm going to start that over again. Play as the young girl Hope in this emotional journey as she battles the dark monster known as Cancer that is attacking and destroying her village. Full of adventure, puzzle solving, and platforming, I Hope challenges the mind and spirit. All sales of I Hope go to the Game Changer charity, an organization that supports children and families that are fighting cancer and other life-threatening illnesses. So I want to bring that to your attention because it's a game for a good cause. So keep an eye on that, and maybe we'll see about it later on down the road. That'll about do it here for episode number 13 of the Week in Review. Thank you so much for joining. My name is Sean. Thank you so much for all the views, all the subscriptions, all that good stuff. Your support is really, really awesome. I need to drink some water, apparently, at some point soon. Starting to get my voice is getting a little raspy. And so, on to you. I don't know, I got really old there for a second. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for all the views. You lovely ladies and gentlemen are awesome. If I'm missing something, let me know down in the comments below. If you're hyped for something I'm not talking about. Questions, comments, concerns, feedback. Is it too loud? Am I blowing out your eardrums? Is it too quiet? Sean, why are you so handsome? Could you be less handsome in future episodes? Probably not. It's, I got the good looks. That's all. That's all that really happened. Just got them. Just a cute little charming boy. While you're on the page, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and check back every Tuesday for more random shenanigans, poor purchasing decisions, movies, games. What hat am I going to wear this week? Have I duplicated a shirt yet? No. I'm going to keep you in suspense. I'm trying not to duplicate the shirts. So far, so good. So far, so good. So we'll see you next week. Bye-bye. In the not too distant future, next Saturday AD, there was a guy named Sean. Not too different from you or me. I'm starting to sing like Kermit. Something, something, something. Tom Servo. And Crow. And Gypsy. Don't forget about Gypsy. Crow. It's a Mystery Science Theater 3000.